Hey everyone, welcome to the pre-recorded interview broadcast of the Wizcast at the Apple Soho store. The event is moderated by Jackie Reed, and on the panel is Neo, Shanice Williams, David Alan Grier, and filmmaker Neil Marin.
And she described the dancing and the costumes. She talked about Jeffrey Holder, all these incredible performances. So we were primed and pumped for this thing. So we went and I was bowled over, man. I was bowled over. I never thought that I would be a part of a production with Stephanie Mills. We waited backstage and I gave my picture to the stage manager, stage door guy, and they laughed at us and stuff. So it's like Neo said, you know, The Wizard of Oz, it's been a part of my life. I've watched the original Wizard of Oz. My daughter's 7 and she saw The Wiz first. Then she came to visit me and I showed her The Wizard of Oz and she kept watching it going, Daddy, I think they copied this. She said, this is a Michael Jackson movie. I said, but you know, this is older. She goes, I don't think so. She was 4. I said, okay, well, if that's what you say. So yeah, I love it. I mean, I love it. I love being a part of it. I love the songs. And I love being on stage with Shanice and all these guys. I'm having a ball. I'm too excited to be here.
How can you not? How can you not? Elijah?
I mean, for me, my sentiments mirror both David and Neo's. I think now that I watch it as an adult, it makes more of an impact understanding the risks, the creative risks that we're taking as people of color that everybody believes in. And I can, you know, and I can probably imagine how tough it was to get that made and have people really, really take a look at it. And it's changed my life in adulthood to know that anything is possible. In that time, in that climate, they made such an impact and an imprint on musical culture that will never die. And I hope that we can, you know, add to that and live up to that. And I'm, you know, just so blessed and humbled and baffled that I can step in the shoes of someone as iconic as Michael Jackson. So,
Yeah. It's amazing. What did you know? Are you still 18 or have you turned 19?
I'm 19 now.
19? Oh, look out. I'm 19. Shit, I'm 19 now. I'm almost 20. What did you know of The Wiz before you heard about this casting call and went to audition?
So I was actually in The Wiz in middle school. And I was too scared to audition for the part of Dorothy. So I was at a Pearl. Yeah, I was really scared.
Did you know all the songs though?
No, I actually learned it in middle school. And that's when I would go home and watch the movie and over. Sweet thing, let me tell. And I would like watch it.
Right.
And I fell in love with it. And I would listen to the soundtrack in the car with my dad over and over. And that's why when I saw this, I was like, oh, let me get that opportunity to at least audition for Dorothy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I love it. I wasn't alive during the Broadway production, but I saw it
she's just waiting to call everybody here old. So nice.
That's all right,
But I saw it at Lincoln Center with
Right.
Stephanie Mills. I saw it like because they have all the shows that are off Broadway now, and I loved it. So I'm really excited.
How cool is it for you to be able to be a part of a production with the original, like the original, The Wiz Dorothy, Stephanie Mills?
I was really nervous to meet her.
Yeah.
Like I was nervous. I was like, she's the original. Like she's gonna have some words for me. But when I met her, she was just so sweet, and it's like every time she opens her mouth, like I start crying, and I hate that. Like, she's just so amazing, and like she has the sweetest spirit ever, and she's already given me so many encouraging words, and I love her, and I just hope that I could do half of what she did, because she's amazing.
You're doing more than half.
Neil, let me go back to you and ask you and kind of put you on the spot, you know, as the executive producer. Why did you all decide, because in The Sound of Music, Peter Pan, you all use in the lead roles names that we already knew out there in entertainment. Why have an open casting call for the role of Dorothy?
Because there really isn't anyone that we could think of, because we wanted to go back to the roots of what The Wiz was. which was really based upon the book The Wizard of Oz. And this is no shade at the movie, but Dorothy's a young girl. And to find a young girl to bring the spirit of the Wizard of Oz back to the Wiz is what we wanted to do, which is why we decided to open it up. And we thought there must be some incredible talent out there. And amazingly enough, there are about, all in all, between New York and LA and what our casting directors sent out to the rest of the country, there must have been about 1,000 girls that auditioned. And to say that Shanice rose above everybody else is an understatement. She really won everybody's heart when she walked into that room.
Right. Oh, we can't wait to see the production. So let me continue to ask you, Neil, with Elijah, why is he perfect?
Yes,
as
why?
Scarecrow?
Why, Neil?
And I will behave myself
I'm not going to look at you.
because Elijah and I go way back. We did the movie of Hairspray together.
Also with Queen Latifah.
And I had the pleasure of meeting Elijah. But the interesting thing that people don't know about Elijah, and this is a little bit of a Hairspray story, we started auditions. The first day of auditions, Elijah was the first person in the room to audition for Seaweed. He was the only person to audition because we figured we're not going to do better than Elijah.
So you all sent everybody else home.
So we were on to Elijah from that day. I know I'm being very nice to you. And Elijah, it just made sense to have Elijah be part of this because he's incredible. And he is Scarecrow for our Wiz.
Right. And David Allen Greer as the Cowardly Lion.
Finally, yes. What is it?
Just sit there and take the compliment, sir.
So...
Well, I wasn't born when In Living Color happened.
But you heard great things.
I wasn't alive, I should say. No,
Why is he perfect for this role?
Baby, you just old tonight. He's old.
Go ahead. Yeah, just
I love you, David.
Be kind, Neil.
I'm always kind. David. David came in and he auditioned for us, and it was like seeing this role for the first time. And he just naturally is incredibly funny. He's like a comic genius, like an unbelievable comic genius. We knew it, but we really knew it when he walked in the room. And it's also his singing voice. You know, I've just seen him on Broadway in his first piece, The First, and he got a Tony nomination for that. I've seen him in Porgy and Bess.
3 Tony nominations now.
Tony nominated David Allen Greer.
No, that's very kind of you.
I mean, with everybody in this cast, it just made perfect sense to us. And it really is one of the best casts we've ever worked with. It's incredible. I mean, every day makes me happy.
I can imagine. I can't wait until we talk about rehearsals that are going on. But Neo, last but not least, as the Tin Man, Neo, why is he perfect for this role?
You know, I was telling Shanice in the car, actually, just about 20 minutes ago, I said the big surprise to me is Neo. Because, you know, I was not as familiar probably as most of you are with the Neo's work. And to just watch the growth and the commitment and the musicality and him being an actor and him understanding how to react with his fellow actors and listening and really growing a character, that to me is another joy of this, is just to see an artist grow like he's grown just these past few weeks.
Yeah, I'm really happy that Neil's with us. I was really excited that he wanted to be in the Wiz, man. We never met, right? Not back in the clubs back in the day? Way back. No, but I love that I get to come to work with this dude every day.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. Like, musicians like superstars, he's a superstar musician. So they get kind of like a bad rap, like, oh, you know, we don't know if he's gonna get down and dirty with us, like, like we was doing backflips in practice together today. Like he is, he just is.
Just comes in and does the work.
And what he did, he did a backflip.
He did a back.
You were talking smack like I'm at my street clothes. I can't really do it. Bam! And I was like, wow. Yeah, he did a backflip.
I didn't pay nobody up here to say that.
But we all want iPods and iPads and MacBooks and everything.
Watch. Well, Neil, let me ask you, because I read an interview and you tell me if you were misquoted, but I don't think that you were. You were talking about this version of The Wiz and how it's updated. It's kind of a 2015 version of what these characters would be like. Can you tell us what your character, like the backstory of your character in today's The Wiz?
Absolutely. Everybody knows the story of the Tin Man. He doesn't have a heart. The Tin Man was not always a Tin Man. He was a regular guy, you know, a hard-working dude, you know, imagine a construction worker or something like that, you know what I mean? He was in love with a young woman, but there was a witch, the Wicked Witch of the East, that was actually in love with him, and he wasn't paying her no mind because he was already in love. So she decided, all right, well, if I can't have your heart, can't nobody have your heart. And she turned him into tin, took his heart away. I didn't want
The Wonderful Wizard of Oz.
The original
Book, The Slippers Was Silver. But when they made the movie of The Wizard of Oz, I thought that Ruby would be photographed better in Technicolor. And the rights to The Wiz are not crossed with the rights to the movie. They're associated with the book. So for legal reasons and for more authentic reasons, we went back to what was in the book, which are the silver slippers, which is why it was Stephanie Mills wore silver slippers, Diana Ross wore silver slippers, and Shanice Williams wear silver slippers.
All right. I like that answer. Well, Elijah, I hear that Cirque du Soleil will be a part of this production. Have they been a part of you all's rehearsals yet?
So today, was it today?
Yes.
Today was the first time that let me tell you something. Like, and everybody will tell you, as creators, like, everybody has like a little ego. Like, yeah, somebody walk in the room like, okay. Fresh too. But when those guys came in, they were literally, everybody's were on stilts, probably, what, about 3 feet high? 3 feet high, bouncing, jumping, doing backflips over us, freaking going from the stilts, taking them off with like less than like 30 seconds, coming back in as different characters that we will not tell you right now. But they're ridiculous. Like, I think that's gonna be, that's our cherry on top. That's the cherry on top, because it's when you see you can't explain it. You know, today they were literally flipping off stilts, running,
Well, you
jumping.
can do that, Elijah.
Oh, yeah.
Neil
I
can
like
definitely do
that.
that, right?
Neil's
I
gonna
just
buy
turned
some.
36.
He said he's gonna buy some.
I got 36-year-old knees. I don't know about stilts and flipping and all that.
This is Neil's birthday week, by the way. This is Neil's birthday week, by the way.
Thank you. 36, not 33, 36. I ain't running from my age, it's all good.
Grown ass man.
Wine,
Grown
cheese,
ass
and women. I'm
man.
getting better with age. That's what Don't make me
On
younger.
it. You hear that, David?
I'm sorry.
So David Allen Greer, let me ask you this question, because you, as Neil alluded to, you have been in many Broadway productions, TV, film. You've done so much that we love. What is it like to do a stage production for TV? You know, when you're on the stage, you're projecting for an audience, but when you're doing that on television, how do you make that work? Is that challenging?
It's kind of a hybrid, you know. It's kind of a hybrid. I've never done anything like this, you know. As a really young child, I remember watching Peter Pan, which was the same deal. I think that was a real impetus for NBC bringing this series back, because that was the first way that we saw Peter Pan. It was a one-time television event in which they filmed or taped the Broadway musical and put it on television. And that was, I have an indelible memory of that experience. So it's kind of a hybrid. You have to trust Kenny Leon and the producers that tell us this is the tone, this is the level we're going for. So I have complete trust in them. I'm just kind of throwing it out there, and they tell us along the way. Bring it back a little bit, you know, because I only get bigger. But that's kind of what we're doing.
So it's different from being on a Broadway.
It's different. Well, first of all, we have one shot. This is what Kenny reminded us today. We open and close in one night.
Yeah.
Which I looked at, that's 2 parties.
Yeah.
Right? But you just kind of have to go throw it out there, man.
Yeah.
There's no time to hold back. There's no time. You know, Broadway's about, we have 8 shows, we're in previews. I'm gonna save this, I'm gonna get into that. No,
Right.
we're doing all that now. So that when we're ready, we're ready.
That's pressure.
Yeah.
That's serious pressure. Shanice, are you still waking up every morning pinching yourself to be in this production? Or are you just, you know, you're used to it and you're at work?
I was like telling these guys, because they always talk about, oh, you're changing, Shanice.
What it do to you?
Like, I honestly, like, have to wake up in the morning and be like, all right, Shanice, calm down. Like, because if I was fangirling, y'all wouldn't want to work with me.
Elijah, you remember the first couple of days? Yeah. Oh, Mr. Greer.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I sit down next to you, sir? This morning, I was like, hi, Shanice. She said, hey, what's up? Shanice is Mr. Greer. Wow, she done changed up.
Shanice, I think what happens is when you meet an incredible talent like Shanice, you just want her to understand as quick as possible that she is like one of us. Like she is as incredible as any singer, any actress that I've ever seen close up and personal. So don't waste your time fangirling over me, because we're admiring how incredible you are.
It is just amazing. Like, every day I step into the room and I'm like, I have this opportunity that all those other girls wanted, and I just have to make the best of it. And I'm just like so excited.
Yeah.
And I'm ready. It's gonna be great.
It's going to be great. I agree with you. Now, Neil, can you take us behind the scenes? I mean, I understand that there are going to be a lot of differences with this production. You know, people may be expecting some things that were in the movie, some things that were in the stage production. Can you tell us some differences?
Well, you know, you didn't say Neil. You didn't say.
I'm sorry, Neil.
Right. Okay. I told him it was a mistake putting us together.
Sorry.
Too, you know. I like being confused with Neo.
Yes. That is a wonderful
my
compliment.
social life.
Yes. You live in that champagne life. That's true.
I was admiring the hat earlier.
Yes.
The difference is we're going closer to what it was on Broadway. So the Broadway show had songs for The Wiz. So Queen Latifah, of course, is a big difference playing The Wiz, but she will inherit those Broadway songs that were not done in the movie. Scarecrow will be singing the song that Michael Jackson sang in the movie.
Right.
And that song was actually written by the Broadway composer. So that is kind of like fusing them together. And then there is a new song that was written by Neo.
Of course. Really?
Elijah. And our music producer Harvey Mason Jr. and musical director Stephen Aremus. And it is a song for Dorothy, Tin Man, Scarecrow, and Lion. And it's a song that happens after the Wiz says you have to go and kill the Wicked Witch of the West. And it's about them getting the confidence to go off and do it.
Yeah.
And so that is another difference.
Yeah. Neo.
Oh, yes.
You know, your fans, folks love so many things about you as an entertainer. Are you able in this character to bring some of what you're known for to this character?
A
Or are you
little bit.
playing a role? You know what I mean? Or are you just playing a role?
I wanted to make sure that when people see this, that I mean, you definitely know that it's me, which honestly is a little. When you see the makeup, you could.
We've seen the costume.
Yes, it can be real easy to guess. It's real easy to do that. First off, shout out to the makeup people because the costumes and
makeup and costumes.
But I wanted to. This is I'm still kind of new to the acting thing, and though I wanted people to know that it was me, I also wanted to make sure that when you see this, that you know it's me, but you don't see me. You know what I mean? Because it's one thing to see somebody that you're familiar with from another medium doing something different, and you go, okay, that's such and such the singer acting now. All right, cool. Let's see what you got. I didn't want it to be that. I wanted to be. I wanted people to see it and go, yo, if I didn't know that was Neo, I wouldn't have known that was Neo. Because I really want people to feel and get to know this character as opposed to just me. So, you know, the Tin Man don't necessarily dance like Neo. The Tin Man don't necessarily talk like Neo. Don't necessarily sing like Neo. He's his own person, and that was important to me for this.
But he does have a hat.
Was that in your contract?
To the side. Does have a hat to the side.
It is mandate, yeah.
Can we talk about some of the folks behind the scenes? Fatima Robinson,
Yeah.
choreographer. Do this. That way he can, you know, try. But you're a great actor.
Thank you.
Well,
I didn't know you was in Red Tails, you lying bastard.
Damn, brother. They was like this. Wait a minute, he was a Red Tail? He was a Red Tail?
I can imagine being on set with you guys, that it just must be so much fun and a lot of this kind of playing around and just, it seems like you all must have good camaraderie with each other. Everybody getting along well? I mean, you're not going to say it's
Some
not,
people are troublemakers, but they will remain unnamed, Elijah.
I'm tired of getting called out because I can't stop laughing because of David.
He just brings the comedy.
Just trying to do my work.
Our director, Kenny Leon, he's, number one, he's amazing. But number two, he allows us to be ourselves because, you know, he understands that the freedom that comes from that will, you know, roll over into us being able to create these characters that, you know, he sees and has worked so hard in identifying. And yeah, it's a time, but when it's time to work, it's time to work.
Absolutely.
And you all are all serious professionals. David, let me ask you, because in this clip we saw, you said that your daughter asked you if you were going to be a lion.
She was very concerned.
She's very concerned about your costume.
Real serious.
And you said something about dreads?
Well, she said, Daddy, are you going to be a lion? Or are you going to be Daddy as a lion? And I'm like, what are you saying? She said, well, am I going to know it's you? And so I said, yeah, you're going to know it's me. But it's pretty intense. I mean, I look completely different, right? I mean, we all do. She's very invested. I mean, she wanted to know if they were really going for it or if it was going to be kind of people with fur on. So
Yeah.
they've gone all the way.
Yeah.
These costumes are incredible, and they're real geniuses. This team that's doing the special effects, the prosthetics, and
Right.
wigs, and all that stuff.
David
So-
easily has the toughest time in regard to the costume. Easily. Like, his costume does not breathe at all. So should y'all be watching this December 3rd and he just fall off, it's because...
The lion fainted.
It's part of the production. Just
But
go with
I'm gonna
it.
lose so much weight. I'm gonna be tight. I'm gonna be super fucking, boy. I'm gonna look good.
Well, we didn't want to have you guys here without giving the fans of The Wiz and fans of you all an opportunity to ask you some questions. So we want to take a moment and have you all ask some questions. And I guess I will start with you. Can you stand up? Do you mind? Okay, wait. There's a microphone. Oh, is that even better? Yeah, please stand up.
Alright, my question is for you. I
Alright.
want to know if you showed Maddie and Mason the Wiz game.
I did, and Maddie was terrified of me for 3 days. She does not like the costume at all. Now Mason ain't tripping. He's like, oh, Daddy, you're silver. Like, yeah, I'm 10, but yeah, son, yeah. No, Maddie, no. I don't even think she's gonna watch December 3rd. She did not. She was terrified, like, she's 4, but yeah, she wasn't digging that at all.
Well, you know, for so many kids, when you see the Wizard of Oz on television as a kid, you know, the flying monkeys and everything, a lot of us were scared of that.
It definitely had its oh damn moments, but yeah. Like that's a monkey with wings, yeah. Nah, she don't like the costume.
Well, after seeing it, if you wear it like on a regular basis.
No. She made it very clear, Daddy, don't come here. Alright.
Got it. Alright.
Alright, next question on the front row.
Okay.
Hi. Thank you all for being in here, and my question for each of you is, which is your favorite song of the old and new? Good question.
Want to start ladies first?
I like Be a Lion because that's a moment where me and David share. He's always crying like a big baby. I like seeing him cry. So that's one of my favorite. And like the first time I heard Neo's song, I started tearing up because the message is just so amazing.
Okay, Elijah.
Yeah, I have two. Obviously, the first is You Can't Win. Singing that song is just such a joy. It's like almost like a ministry. You start off and saying, you know, nothing is possible, all these crows that fill my head with all this nonsense, and by the end, I'm telling Dorothy, no, you can win, you can win. So we're going to get off and we're going to go to this wonderful place and follow our dreams. And the second one I'm obviously connected to because I got to work on it with my brother, Neo. It's called You Got It.
We got it,
and I was able to compose and write with Harvey and Steven, and David wasn't involved in it at all, and that was just a highlight of the moment, that he was nowhere involved. His mustache is Velcro. I just wanted to know.
You know, Elijah, I'm humbled to be working with a little person. You won't stop long. Pray for him.
When you think you're funny and then you hang out with David all day, you just like shut up and just let him go.
Because it comes so easy. David, favorite songs for you?
I love Be a Lion. I mean, I loved it when I saw it.
Yeah.
And I guess, you know, when a modern man in today's world, ladies, when he opens himself up emotionally, you're beaten up for it. So,
did you just want to sing your part of Be a Lion real quick?
It's true. I just want to. I can't. But you know, I love both of Dorothy's songs. You know, Home, and the two versions of it. I mean, it's just. I'll put it like this. You know, I'm doing a show on NBC called The Carmichael Show, and so wait. I played the music from The Wiz every morning. Like at audition, but I couldn't tell anybody because I hadn't really gotten a part. I put the music on and the whole cast heard it, and everybody filled my dressing room, and they were all yelling and screaming about their favorite song, the music from The Wiz. So it's like that. I mean, I love both of Dorothy's songs, Home, and, you know, so it's beautiful. Yeah. And I also love Neo's.
His original.
Yeah. You know what, people forget that when The Wiz came out, it was the 70s, one of the cool things about it was very in the moment, culturally, the way that the characters spoke, so it kind of needed just a fresh coat of paint to make it now. You know what I mean? One of the first ones, I'm like, are we going to do it in the 70s? Are we doing it now? So that's kind of what we're doing, and adding this new song just puts that extra flavor in there too, so it's good.
Okay, and Neo, favorite song?
Favorite song. I got a few. Definitely You Can't Win. It's Michael Jackson. But If I Could Feel. If I Could Feel is a really, really good one. Now I needed to refamiliarize myself with the song, and it's like falling in love all over again. Like it's a really, really, really good. It's one of those records like I could have wrote that. Nah, I couldn't wrote that. It's one of those. What else? Home. I'm excited for y'all to hear this one sing. Yeah. I'm excited for that. Like when I found out that somebody I guess unknown or whatever you want to call it was playing Dorothy, I was like, okay, she's either absolutely amazing or she's somebody's cousin. Neil's cousin. Exactly. We did. I remember from that first table read. And she started singing, and it was one of those, it was kind of early, and everybody was, into their scripts or whatever. And she started singing, and you just watch everybody go.
Tell the whole story. The rest of us, we were like, I'm just going. Yeah. I'm not really singing.
That's for real.
Like,
I got something through.
That's for real, because at the table, I mean, you got the CEO of the company. The Bob Greenblatt's at the end of the table, like it's a big deal. And after she sang, it was just like, well, we're gonna mark it. We're gonna run it through. We're just gonna run it on through, Jesus.
Nobody was trying to follow that. Yeah.
I think the best part about being in the Wiz for me is seeing so many people at their highest level being so humble and so open to making this as great as possible. Like, David is a legend in his own right. Neo is one of the greatest songwriters of our generation. Neo is a freaking incredible producer, but everybody has, there's like no ego. So, you would think that things would be held up like that. But, when you when you work with so many, high-profile people, something's got to give. Somebody got to be an asshole somewhere. Excuse my language. But it's like it's nothing. It's like the greatest musical theater summer camp you could ever dream of.
That's yeah. I like it because I keep talking about my daughter, but she's 7, and I wanted to do this while she was young. Because if she's like 37, she'd be like, "Yeah, that's great, Dad." So she's impressed. So anytime I can get points like that, I'm happy about it. Yeah, I love it. I come to work early every day. I love being with these guys and Charlize and Neil and just having a ball. A lot of fun.
I'm especially enjoying. I had an interview earlier today, and I said this. We are responsible for bringing this classic story to the new generation. Like that is a big deal. Like that is major weight, that is major pressure. But you know what? This is the kind of cast that steps to the plate as opposed to allowing the pressure to back you off. It's like, okay, we know what responsibility we have to this story, to ourselves as professionals, to history with this. So everybody's taking it very, very serious. Everybody's bringing their A game. Everybody is
great joy, and that's what I feel every day. Because it just really makes me happy. My producing partner, Craig Zaid, and I, we produced, in 1997, we did Cinderella with Whitney Houston. I kind of have that same kind of feeling now because of what it could possibly mean to a whole new generation, and that a whole new generation could own this version. And going in every day, you don't want to get stuck on what that could possibly mean. You just want to enjoy the experience and make sure that everybody's doing their jobs and everybody's doing it well. And that's why it's so much fun being there every day. It makes my job easy.
I can imagine. And we have one more question here left.
Hello, this is for Miss Shanice Williams. I just have a quick question for you. How did you prepare for such a role such as Dorothy?
Well, I feel like I relate to Dorothy in a really strong way. When I was at home, it was that part of me that was like, I'm going to go to school in Los Angeles, all the way across the country, and I'm going to do what I want to do. And when I got there, I was like, I really miss home. Like, I feel like everything I was running away from, I was like, I miss that. And I feel like I connected with her in such a strong way. And I just found out who I really was and what was really important to me. So connecting with her was easy, and it's actually been really fun.
Tell them about the audition. You said when you went to LA, you had like a limited amount of time to like figure out, or school or something. When you came back, this was your first.
I was at school and I was like I'm not happy here. I have to go to another school or I have to do something. And I auditioned for The Wiz the day after I got off the airplane. And then I had my mom like, do something because you're not gonna be in my house. So I went and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna make the best of it. Like, and God is good. Like all the time. All the time.
That is incredible. Neil, I have to ask you, I was researching this and I read something in Forbes, but I haven't heard it anywhere else, and that is that NBC is going to take this to Broadway as well.
When we decided that we wanted to do this, we found out that Cirque du Soleil was in the process of acquiring the rights to do it on Broadway, and Bob Greenblatt, who runs NBC, said, well, wouldn't it be a great idea if we were able to join forces and do something kind of unique, which is kind of blend our productions so that our production would be the template for taking it to Broadway. So at the end of 2016, the version based upon what we're doing on December 3rd is going to open on Broadway. And so this is kind of a unique experiment, because we believe that the millions and millions of people that watch it will want to buy tickets to see The Wiz live.
Right. Would any of you all be interested in being in the Broadway production of it?
On Broadway! My dream is to be on Broadway.
Oh, you'll be there. You'll be there. Interesting. Okay. So thank you for confirming that.
Yeah, I mean, and of course, what we're doing on TV is just a template, so we're hoping that it works. It's a great experiment.
We do too, because it's a great cast that you all have assembled for this production. It'd be great to see you all continue to work together and bring it to the stage for people to actually buy your friends, David, to buy tickets to go to the...
I have 69,000 Twitter followers.
I think we have one more question.
Thank you so much for coming. Really excited to see what the show's going to bring. I had a question for the actors. I wanted to know, what was the first thing you started to do to prepare yourself for the role and kind of get in the headspace of what you wanted to bring to the table? And what's the main message to Neil that you want the show to bring whenever you listen to it?
I actually read the unabridged version of The Wizard of Oz, which is much longer. It's a book. The Winged Monkeys is a whole backstory to how they became enslaved with the witch, and it's a really big, sprawling story, but I never really read it. And I hit that treadmill once a month. And 14 minutes.
I immediately engulfed myself in all of the music and dusted off my dance shoes from the Hairspray days. And thank you. And actually practicing vulnerability, because the Scarecrow is, he's brainless, but he's not thoughtless, if that makes any sense. Like every time he says or he speaks, it comes from a very, very sincere and a very, very, I actually really, really want to know, like, oh, okay, maybe that's not it. So it's like it's a vulnerability when I first meet, Dorothy, that I had to like practice on, because I'm a tough guy. I try to be tough in real life, so being more vulnerable.
That small man confidence.
I'm small, so I'm very loud and vibrato. No, I'm kidding. No. I went back and watched The Wizard of Oz because I don't read. So I went and watched the movie, and then I went and watched The Wiz, and yeah, pretty much the same thing. Just engulfed myself in what it was, and through that, tried to figure out what it is that I wanted to bring to the character. Because again, as we already covered, there is no one-upping what was done. Like, it was great already. So all you can do is our version. That's all that can be done. We can't say a better version. It's another version. And yeah, that was pretty much it for me. Just really looking at the bar that's already been set and trying to figure out how I can add to the legacy. That's what it was.
Yeah.
For me, it was like, I didn't really know what the process was for this being my first job. I didn't know like what I had to do, but I did know that because this is my first job, like I know I had to work twice as hard as everyone, because I like Kenny was telling me yesterday, you have to be spot on, because the moment you're off, they'll be like, well, I could have did that, like who is she, you know? So I had to work twice as hard on my songs, just making sure that I was vocally healthy and like really connected with the story. So when I came in on that first day of rehearsal, I was able to be like, okay, I'm ready to be in this with you guys 100%.
That's why you blew everybody away with your singing that first day, because you were ready. All right, well, I cannot thank you all enough. Join me in thanking David Longbeer, Elijah Kelly, Chinese Williams, December 3rd, 8 p.m. NBC. Organize your watch parties right now.
Thank you for listening, and don't forget to follow Juicy Highlights on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.